Wyan let out a sigh, feeling a bit tired but glad to finally have a break. Phew, I have been doing housework since 4 p.m. and it's already 7:35 p.m. Taehyung usually gets home by 7 p.m., though he must be catch up with something today. Well, I'll go ahead and make dinner for both of us. Heading to the kitchen, Wine prepared a simple yet comforting meal. As she was about to sit down in the living room with the TV on, Wine's point of view. As he sank into the couch, my stomach suddenly started hurting, like cramps were paying a visit. Wincing a bit, I realized something felt off around my inner thighs. In a hurry, I rushed to the bathroom and there it was. Periods. After a quick moment to handle things, I headed back to the living room, a bit flustered but trying to keep it cool. Introduction. Meet Ryan, a 19-year-old sweetheart with an infectious, bubbly personality. She is head over heels for her husband, Taehyung, who, despite being a bit reserved, is a handsome 25-year-old CEO and a billionaire. The catch: Taehyung loves wine just as much, but he is struggling to express it. It's a classic tale of unspoken feelings. Adding a twist to the story, Wine comes from a middle class background, while Taehyung enjoys a life of luxury. Despite this, Taehyung's parents adores Wine a lot. Back to the story. The doorbell suddenly rang. Wine glanced at the clock, wondering who could be visiting at this hour. Opening the door, I found Taehyung standing there, looking completely exhausted. I greeted him, but like always, he ignored me, and my smile faded. Still, I followed him, taking his bag and offering a glass of water. Taehyung, how was your day? I asked, trying to keep the conversation light, but he shot me an annoyed look. Don't question too much. My head already hurts because of you, so just shut your mouth. He snapped, and I lowered my gaze, muttering a quiet sorry. Should I prepare dinner? I asked, attempting to change the subject. Taehyung, just get the hell out from here, he shouted. I flinched and quickly ran from there, feeling a mix of confusion and hurt. Taehyung sighed deeply, his fingers working to loosen the tight knot of his tie. He sank into the cushions of the couch, weariness attached across his face. I shouldn't have shouted, he mumbled to himself. A mix of frustration and regret evident in his expression, but he was just eating my mind. As minutes ticked by, the room settled into a heavy silence. The weight of the day seemed to linger in the air. After what felt like an eternity, Taehyung finally stirred. He got up from the sofa, his steps deliberate as he made his way towards his room. In the quiet confines of his thoughts, Taehyung pondered, I am seriously tired today. That important deal slipped through my hands. It was crucial, but he ran a hand through his hair, contemplating his next steps. Taehyung, today was just not good. He sighed as he went to his room. Taehyung's thoughts. When I got in, I saw Wine snoozing on the bed, probably already ate. I skipped dinner and took a cozy shower that washed away my tiredness. Later, standing in front of the mirror, about to dry my hair, I glanced at Wine. Something catch my eye. bloodstains. Taehyung, what's that? He mumbled. I ran towards Ryan while putting down the hair dryer. Then suddenly a thought clicked in my mind. Maybe she is on her period. I thought, Taehyung, you are really an idiot. I faked a cough. Due to the noise, Ryan opened her eyes, looking at me in shock. I was so close to her. Ryan, what are you trying to do? Ignoring her question, I pulled her into my arms and gently placed her on the couch near me. She was very shocked, just staring at me. I hurriedly changed the bed sheets, and when she noticed the stains, she ran inside the bathroom as I dried my hair. Ryan's point of view. I was crying silently, wondering why he always shouts at me. Am I that bad? These cramps are my best friends, never leaving me. It's hurting so much. On the other side, Taehyung always hurts me with his venomous words. I won't talk to him now. If he doesn't care about me, I won't either. What does he think of himself? Lost in these thoughts, I drifted into a deep slumber. When I opened my eyes, Taehyung was surprisingly close to me, leaving me in shock. To my greater surprise, he lifted me and carefully placed me on the sofa. I just stared at him, trying to comprehend why he was acting so differently. In the past, he never seemed to care, but now he was gently seating me on the couch. While he changed the bed sheets, my eyes caught something red. They widened even more. It was my period stains. Embarrassment flooded over me, and I hurriedly ran to the bathroom. The flow was a bit much, staining the sheets too. After changing my pad, I ventured outside slowly. Upon returning, I couldn't find him in the room. I lay on the bed on my stomach. The pain was unbearable. Tears welled up in my eyes as I sobbed, trying to find some comfort by curling into a ball and placing a hand on my stomach, but it didn't offer even a little relief. Taehyung's point of view. After setting the bed sheet, I went downstairs, aware of her embarrassment. I knew periods could be really painful, and I felt guilty for shouting at her. In the kitchen, I found untouched food in the fridge she didn't eat. I sighed and decided to make hot chocolate for her. I filled a hot water bag, hoping it would ease her pain. Returning to the room, I saw her curled up in a ball, audibly sobbing. I couldn't bear to see her in pain. Despite being initially concerned about work, I realized how much I cared for her. She always took care of me. I tended to be distant because I knew I couldn't control myself. Once I started talking to her, she is so sweet. I approached her, calling out to her. Taehyung, Ryan. She didn't answer. I moved to her side, placing the hot chocolate on the side table, making her sit. I placed the heating bag on her stomach, wiped away her tears, and handed her the cup, knowing she might be craving it. She took the cup and started drinking. I went to the other side of the bed, scrolling through my phone when she suddenly spoke. Ryan, thank you, Taehyung. I put my phone aside, turned towards her, and said, it's okay, and I am sorry for my previous behavior. She looked completely shocked and nodded. Taehyung, is the pain better now? Ryan, yes, it's not hurting like before, thank you. Taehyung, it's okay, let's sleep now. She nodded and we both laid down. After some time, I heard her sobbing again. Taehyung, Ryan, is it hurting again? Ryan, hmm. She sobbed. I sat on the bed, removed my shirt, and pulled her on top of me. Her body stiffened due to my actions. She tried to move back, but I pulled her by her waist. Wine. Taehyung, it's okay, I can. Taehyung, don't talk, just sleep. She rested her head on my chest and her body relaxed. After some time, I confirmed that she was sleeping, so I laid her back on the bed and I hugged her from behind and slowly picked up her loose t shirt, thinking, started massaging her stomach that it would relieve the pain. The next morning, Wine opened her eyes and was looking at Taehyung. She started to run her hands through his hair and kiss his forehead. But suddenly, Taehyung opened his eyes and make her froze on with her movements. Wine, I'm sorry, Taehyung, it's okay. Are you feeling better now? You remember the incident of the last night? Your cheeks turned red with embarrassment. Taehyung pulled you and over on you. Wine put her hands on his chest. When she touched him, she realized that he isn't wearing t-shirt. Her eyes widened, but she was looking at his. Taehyung smirked. Taehyung, did you like the view? Wine, yes, I mean no. Suddenly, Taehyung cutted her by putting his lips on her. Wine closed her eyes and they shared a passionate kiss. He pulled away after sucking all her breath. Taehyung, Wine, please forgive me for my rude behavior. I don't want to make you uncomfortable, so that's why I tried to be distant from you. By the way, I love you. Wine, you should tell me this before, but it's okay, and I love you too.